Hi folks, today we're going to take a walk around a Load Trail CH10 7x20 foot 9990 pound GVW equipment trailer. Something like this is going to weigh in at about 2,600 pounds. It's going to give a net legal payload of about, give or take, 7,500 pounds plus a little bit of tongue weight. Let's take a walk around this particular unit. We'll show you all the standard features. So everything you see here pretty much is standard. There are a few things we need to add to make it legal in our state and how we equip it. It does have 2-axle brakes, which we add. It's also got the stand-up ramps with the 2-foot beaver tail. That, again, would be how we would traditionally equip our equipment trailers. Sometimes as well, the only remaining option we may not always put on would be the cold weather wiring harness that this one has. Cold weather harness certainly makes it nice on cold days like today, just like that. Stays nice and flexible. It's got a 7-pin plug as found on most common trucks nowadays. So pretty much this trailer would be plug and play for most any truck that would be current on the market. It's got the adjustable coupler up front. It's got a 7K setback drop leg jack. If you're not familiar, the setback drop leg jacks make it nice. Simply pull a pin, the inner leg from the jack's going to extend down, and basically it makes it to where you would never need to carry around wood blocks or similar. It's got grease zerks on it for serviceability. It's also got the side one handle, very simple to use. Again, it does have the cold weather sealed wiring harness. This is a modular harness. It's going to have one harness that goes from about there forward, one that goes back the main rail of the trailer, and then one for the back lights. Again, that is a fully sealed harness. A lot nicer than your single strand wiring you're occasionally going to see. Of course, it's got your breakaway as required by law that would connect up to your truck. It's got your safety chains, and then it's got a cast coupler. Some in the industry would not do an adjustable coupler on a 10K. On this one, they've not only gone adjustable, but they've also done a cast coupler. I say cast as opposed to stamped. Stamped would be the lighter style couplers you would occasionally see. Of course, Load Trail on this is not required to have DOT reflector tape. On this one, they have put reflector tape all the way back in the trailer. Gives it some extra safety. Also gives it a nice clean appearance. Speaking of appearance, it's also got the pinstriping going all the way back on the trailer. That also gives it a little bit different look. Of course, it's got your all LED lights. These are all grommeted lights. If something were to hit them, they have some give to them and don't crack. And certainly if you were to crack one, they're very simple to replace. It's a plug-and-play style light. D-rings for tie downs. Notice they're using a little bit heavier 5/8 ring, even though a 1/2 inch would certainly do. They've also got stake pockets for tie downs as well. 2x8 pressure treated decking is standard. Underneath the treated decking is going to be a 24-inch on center, 3-inch structural channel cross member. I use the word structural because some in the industry are using a formed channel cross member, which is not structural. Saves a little bit of weight, but of course with the weight you're also losing strength. So again, this is a structural channel cross member underneath. Let me show you what I mean. So again, those are all structural channel cross members running across. Notice it's got a straight axle underneath going straight into the center of the hub and drum and into the wheel. That would be typical on most equipments nowadays. The wiring is all clipped to the side of the trailer. Now, as with most 10,000 pound GVW trailers in the marketplace, this is going to have a 5-inch channel tongue and 5-inch channel mainframe. The tongue is a full wrap tongue, meaning it's going to wrap all the way back to the spring hangers. That's critical because it gives some extra support in the most needed area where you're going to have the weight. Certainly plenty of your weight. Also, this would be your weakest area because of the center point between the coupler and the axle. Load Trail does powder coat this trailer. Not only is it powder coated, but they also do a zinc primer or a powder coat primer prior to the top coat. Not only does that give it a little bit thicker coat of paint, as Load Trail's typically known for. Generally we see about 5 mils on their trailers as opposed to anywhere from 1.8 to 3 in a lot of the rest of the industry. So it gives you a little bit thicker, but then also it gives you the primer as well. So these guys invest a little bit heavier in that area of their trailer. Removable fenders on both sides are standard, as evidenced by the bolt there. So if you want to take the fenders off, very simple to do so. Some people would say, why would I want to take the fender off? And there's a few answers to that. One would certainly be if you needed to replace it, makes it certainly a lot easier to do so. But then also, if you wanted to get a low profile car on, you can take the fender off. Or even if you wanted to load skid material from the side and make it a little bit easier to take the fender off, you can get down to the top of the tire. It's going to save you about 4 or 5 inches. So there's a few reasons why a removable fender might come in handy for you. So again, it is a channel tongue and frame as well. One nice thing about that, instead of an angle frame that you occasionally see, certainly makes forking things on and off from the side, or even loading things without something to catch and be in the way, makes it a little bit nicer. So one thing you wouldn't generally see on a trailer is going to be a gusset where the main frame and the beaver tail break. Fairly rare. These guys put that on standard. Also notice the rear board retainer, or protector, some may call it. Easy to replace the deck, simply pop those out. But more importantly, if something's going to drag when loading, it's not going to gouge your floor all up. It's going to catch on that protector and keep from ripping it up. So these are 5-foot stand-up spring-assisted ramps. It's also got a knife edge on the end. It's going to extend it out just a little bit longer. These are made out of 3-inch channel, as is typical in the industry. Occasionally on these you will see some made out of form steel, but again, that's fairly rare. These are made out of the heavier structural steel. Now these are spring-assisted ramps. It's actually a double spring. A couple of the little details, they put the gussets on the back, and then they also cap that on the end of the knee. That way it doesn't sink down in the mud. Or not sink down as much, let's put it that way. A couple of the little details on these. Very easy to remove the ramp if you need to do so. Simply got a roll pin at the end of that bar to keep it from pulling out. Notice the adjustment on these. You're going to have about 3-4 inches to the one side. You've got about 10 to the other. So you got a foot or more of adjustment either side. Of course, you got your stop turn tail lights and your marker lights at the rear. It's got the black mod wheels on this, which give it a nice blackout type look. And as this is a 99/90 GVW, we'll oftentimes keep this in stock in an 18 or 20 foot length. Occasionally we'll have a 16 footer as well. Offer different ramp styles on this. You can get the full width ramps, which are a little less common. The stand-up ramp shown here would certainly be the most common. And then we can also do a full width gate on these as well, or slide out ramps, which are also quite common on these. So these are a Dexter brand axle. And then one last detail that's kind of important on these, Load Trail does a 232 warranty, cover the full trailer in a comprehensive 2-year. Then they do a 3-year structural warranty and the final 2-year roadside assist. That's something that is kind of unusual in our industry, but it's a neat program. They cover the truck and the trailer that you pull the trailer with for a period of 2 years for lockout service, fuel, and a few different things it would protect against. That comes standard with the trailer, and that covers both the truck and the trailer. No additional charges on that. It's kind of neat for a trailer manufacturer to go above and beyond there. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220 or visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com. Thanks for looking.